Hello, dear friends. Victor Dantas here. This video is my react video on the Microsoft Build conference announcements. In special, two announcements. One from Satya, Microsoft CEO, mentioning that we are back to IDEs having UI. I remember a year ago that he mentioned that apps would not have UI anymore, but it's okay. The second one, it's my take on my dearest friend, Demo, Kent Weir. He's a product manager with the Dataverse team. And in his demo, he presents the use of Dataverse plugins for Code Agent. So I decided to post a video with a similar take, but using Cloud Code. Makers, today, you will learn how to set up Cloud Code to use the same Dataverse plugin plus Power Platform plugins and unlock the builder in you. Let me explain my demo. So we have this fictitious organization called Zava Government Frontier. And Zava Government Frontier is a nonprofit organization aiming to extend and promote human rights policies and practices to government agencies in North America and abroad. They have approached our company, that is me, to support them in design and build a solution for stakeholder relationship management using the Microsoft tech stack. So makers, today is the day that you move from being a maker to becoming a builder. Stay with me. This part of the demo, though, you're going to need at least a Claude Pro subscription. And when you have that, it will unlock this code area where you can click and start to interact with Claude and start building amazing solutions. Next step, step two, you will need to add the Dataverse plugin. You can click on the plus sign, extend plugins, click on add plugin, and you will be brought to the Claude Marketplace. So here, though, you will type Dataverse, and that will add the Dataverse plugin in your Claude desktop. Now, the Power Platform plugin is not listed yet in the Claude Marketplace, but you can follow the steps that are displayed here in the comments area and add it manually. Next, we're gonna look at the folder structure I created for my project. So I have two folders here in my project, one that's called artifacts, and in this folder, I have dropped all of the requirement documents that are associated with this particular solution. So there is a folder for current system where we have Excel files where this fictitious customer is essentially using to manage their information, and there are other folders with other assets. I have diagrams for process flows, I have requirements gatherings documents, and I have transcripts for phone calls and Teams calls that I have had with this customer. Next folder I have is a source control folder, and I have this folder bound to a GitHub repo, and this is where I intend to save all my code assets. Next here is my claude.md file, and this file contains instructions on how my Dataverse and Power Platform assets should be created, how to name my tables, which solution to drop my components, how to alter my forms, how to alter my views, so on and so forth. So all of those instructions are available in this file. Think of it as an extra layer of directions or instructions on top of the Dataverse skills. Now I have to tell Claude which environment I need to use to build this solution. So I'm going to use the dv-connect Dataverse AI skill for that. And I'm going to tell which environment to use. Now, Claude will install the Pack CLI and any other supporting tool to facilitate the connection with my environment. And if I have MCP installed in that particular environment, it will communicate with the environment using MCP. If I don't have it, it will try to use Pack CLI commands straight to that particular environment. Are you ready to build? So here I have a prompt based on all of the artifact assets that I have showed to you in previous steps. So in this prompt, we are telling Claude to build a stakeholder engagement management system for Zava Government Frontiers. And if we step through the prompt, you see that it has kept all the reference to the artifacts. It has a Go, the solution setup, how it should use a custom publisher with the Zava Government Frontier publisher prefix. It outlines what I need for my data model based on the instructions that I gave, how forms should be built, so on and so forth. Now, this prompt was refined by Claude, so it's referencing the instructions that I have given previously in my claude.md file. You wouldn't need to do it again, but since I asked Claude to give me a prompt, it referenced that. So first thing you want to do here before you start building is switch in the mode to plan mode, and then we are going to tell Claude to get started. Now, with this mode, Claude will first present to you a plan of execution of all the things that you asked it to do before going to Dataverse and executing anything. So we'll wait for the plan to be drafted, and then we'll inspect that plan before we build. I will expand the plan panel, and then we can see exactly how Claude is intending to create this system. Assuming that this initial plan looks good, I can click accept and auto mode if I want to let Claude Code go off the rail and create things for me, or I can just say accept and interact with Claude Code in specific decisions that it needs to make and it builds my solution. Things that were not clear based on artifacts or not clear enough based on the instructions that I gave on my Claude.md file. I can also click to revise my plan and add additional instructions. And those revisions can be global, or I can click in areas of the plan and revise in that particular level. And so it's a process that's very interactive, and you get to engage should you decide to. For this demo, I'll just accept and go into auto mode. Now the work is done, and take a look at what has been built. I mean, from start to finish, we started with discovery and requirements. Remember, I gave all of the details about this potential deal to Claude, and then it created a solution, publisher, global option sets, custom tables, so on and so forth. And then it went all the way down to data migration. I had instructed it to use some of the spreadsheets that my customer provided to populate the new tables. And because I want to use this for this demo, I requested it to use sample data to add real data. So it scraped the web and found public photos of some of these stakeholders, both companies and individuals, and add it all into my database. Okay. And the last part of the work that's still in progress is the dashboard. Now, I have spent a little bit of time adjusting the dashboard. For this one implementation, I do not want to use Power BI, so I'm using Gem Pages to create the dashboards. And I have, interactively using the Gem Page skill, I have worked with Claude to adjust it to my liking. So let's take a quick look at the solution and see how it turned out. So it's loading the dashboard, and it looks pretty good. I mean, with Gem Pages, it was able to create some cards. I see the note here indicating that I have 9 follow-ups that are overdue. We have an average composite between stakeholders and initiatives, the scoring there. And if I scroll down, we'll see cards on my top stakeholders per particular area. So this is both people and organization. And you see some familiar faces here, depending on where you're watching this from. If you are in the US, you see some politicians from the US and from Canada as well. But some of the styles are live. I can click on it and it will bring up the related record for that particular contact record. So let's go back to the tile, to the dashboard, that is, and look at the other components that it created. It added some additional charts and grids. So the grids are also, it includes a navigation component. So now this, for a first pass, this solution is pretty good. And I really appreciate the help that I got from Claude to get this done. From start to finish, we collaborated a bit to fine tune some of the components, and I got the result that I needed. So from this point forward, I would probably present it to the customer, see if this is looking good depending on their expectation, and then fine tune it as if I was working with any other development team. All right. So and this is the next part that I want to take you into. Now we added both the Dataverse plugin as well as the Power Platform plugins. And when we do that, we have access to all the skills. For Dataverse, I've used all of those skills, or Claude has used all of those skills to create assets for me. The DV-metadata, for example, is what I've used to create custom tables. And you have a host of other different skills. You have the Code Apps preview under the Power Platform AI plugin, as well as skills for Power Pages code sites. You have skills for model-driven app. There is one for Genpage, and that's what we use for the dashboard. You have skills for Canvas apps as well. And I have loaded additional skills to kind of ground this AI interaction. So I have added the Microsoft Docs to make sure that Cloud Code uses the directions from Microsoft in the various products on how to create, how to set up the assets so that it facilitates governance and whatnot. And for other projects, I have also used the Azure skills. So this is for elements that you may be building in Azure in the near future. This is a very cool demo, isn't it? Hey, if you want to get deeper in the use of AI tools for Power Platform development, I have put a lot more content into the Zero to Hero Inner Circle website. Here you have access to a book I am putting together. You have access to resources, how to set up Cloud Code, going more into details on what we did today, as well as other tools such as GitHub Copilot in VS Code and also the GitHub Copilot app. You have access to a private community put together only for Inner Circle members, as well as the calendar. Now, this calendar area is for live calls that I'm going to be hosting with members of this Inner Circle. If you want to be a Zero to Hero Insider, this is the area that you need to go. Sign up today. Now, to the Zero to Hero mentorship members, those folks that have participated in the free mentorship program, we are launching another season. It's coming up in the fall of 2026. And if you want to register and secure your place, access this website and register today. Friends, thanks for watching this video today. If you like it, please comment and share it with your friends. Also, give me a follow on LinkedIn or subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can provide more content. My next video, though, it's going to be a side-by-side comparison between Cloud Code and GitHub Copilot app. We'll see the difference between the two and how we can profit from using either tool. All right, stay tuned and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.